This is my 1985 Toyota Corolla, but it's not just any Corolla. We took the 4AG out, we went to Hasselgren Engineering, we got a 3SG BEAMS built for 10,000 RPM and 300 horsepower. It is just,
That's slinging from the...
Oh yeah, that's good.
You see that? It was painted over at some point.
And it's like the paint's coming all off of it.
Because of the brake fluid.
Because of the brake fluid, yeah.
looks like a factory brake line might have been going bad over time. I mean, these cars are really old, you know, 30-something years old. Old metal parts get rusty and stuff, so this factory brake line with the heat of the exhaust right there, you know, not being a stock exhaust that's this big, and now it's, you know, much bigger and much closer to the brake line. I think it just kind of beat on it a little bit, and vibration and rubbing and everything too, it just kind of took a toll. So it looks like the rear brake line has failed on us. So luckily, we're at Chase Base and you guys make brake lines. There's a little leak in the pinion seal, the front pinion seal, but we can't address that right now. But good to know for the future. Oil change, drop the car, go do some grip racing. Something I'm not familiar with doing at all, but I'm just gonna grab him by the mullet and whip it down the track.
Let's go, dude. I have a girlfriend and I love her. So this line is compromised, clearly. This has to connect to the brake, and it doesn't. So now we're gonna build one custom line just to get us by for tomorrow. And then after that, we're gonna send them home with a front to rear kit and get rid of this hard line. That way it's gonna be compromised in other places over time anyways. But for now, just to get by, we're gonna just replace that one line. But there's so much adjustment that it might feel like trash tomorrow. It might not.
Yeah, maybe.
But it's just gonna take you a while, like a whole weekend.
The car feels wonderful in my back. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
It feels planted.
Well, and it might, I mean, it's just, there might be some things once you really, it might be fine. I'm just, whenever you have a lot of adjustment, that means, like we fought our GLTC car because it had so much adjustment.
Yeah.
The first 2 days were just trash.
I'm excited to actually get the driver's.
Yeah, you have not driven on the track?
No. We should probably oil cooler this thing too at some point. I'm working. It's kind of a
Now, a word from our sponsor.
As always, I want to thank you guys for supporting my channel. Today's video is sponsored by Raycon. As you can see, we're in the shop today buttoning up a roll cage on a very special project, which we'll talk about soon enough. But if you spend a day in a fabrication shop, then you definitely understand how noisy it can get. Yeah, that's nothing. I've been using the updated Raycon Everyday Buds for almost a year now. In the gym, while editing videos, and currently my favorite place is to use them inside of this noisy shop. Raycon Everyday Earbuds are the best way to drown out shop noise and to maintain my sanity. If you don't... Alright, if you don't already know, the latest version of the Raycon Everyday Earbuds look, feel, and sound better than they ever have before. They also come in many different colors, and you know, I'm still locked in with my blues. And with that new update, they have active noise cancellation, which is huge for the setting that I'm currently in. The Everyday Earbud is simple, awesome. All you have to do is pop them in your ear, give them a little twist. They set in nicely, and enjoy. Also, bonus points. It only takes 10 minutes of charging to get 90 minutes of use. Everyday earbuds are also waterproof and sweat resistant. Another cool thing is Raycon offers these protective cases for your earbuds. Keeps your charge case safe, but also you can still wireless charge with the case on. That's another bonus for you. Now, if you want a pair, head over to buyraycon.com/hurt to get 20% off the best-selling everyday earbuds brought to you by Raycon. I don't know if you heard me right. Buyraycon.com/hurt for 20% off your everyday earbuds. Thank me later. Enjoy. it.